Hello, everyone. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong screen when the video changed over. That's on me. Oh, I didn't put Jillian on screen. I am...
That's why we're not lining up.
I am literally the worst. Hang on.
I mean, that's okay. I can go watch TV or something.
No.
We need you.
No, here's the magic of fixing Twitch. Oh, this is gonna look bad.
Oh no.
That's
okay. I can just be the voice from beyond.
No, you have to be here, and now I've already done.
Push our boxes around.
Oh, hang on, Jillian's locked. Who locks their stream stuff?
I do all the time.
I do too, and that gets me into trouble. Okay, this is not.
You moved me just a split second too early because I was just trying to poke my eyes over Jillian's throat. You moved me. I'm like, now you can see me.
Okay, hang on. I have to. I like to make things as close to like pixel perfect as I can. So, I know the vertical stuff isn't lined up right. If that bothers you, I am deeply sorry. But that's good enough. That's it. Hands up. Not looking at it anymore. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. Hi, this is Kentucky Fried Dice. Welcome in, y'all. This is just par for life right now, so it's fine. It's fine.
We're here.
We are here. Yeah, so we like to start all of our streams with happy news, and I didn't look up any like otherworld happy news because I have 2 bits of personal good news to give. Number 1, today is Blue's adoptiversary. We have had Blue for 9 years as of today, and you've probably heard the story before, but by golly, it's my channel, I'm telling it. So here we go. We were looking for a dog after we got married. Jillian wanted a second dog. And
it was a condition of us getting married. To be clear.
Yeah, she is a wily negotiator. So just beware. At that time, we had Holly, who is the sweetest lab ever in the world. So we apparently, without me really knowing this, Jillian went and scouted dogs beforehand, and did not really tell me that part of it. I don't think.
I think I did. I just don't think you understood what that meant.
Yeah, I didn't realize that meant we already had a dog picked out, but that's fine. I like really wanted a big dog, because that's just to me like what a dog should be, like a big dog. And so I was looking at all these big dogs, and they just were not vibing with Holly, like, and they probably weren't what we needed at the time either.
Holly was a timid soul.
Very timid, very
loving
sweet,
but timid soul.
So we'd get Holly in this little area they had set up to meet and greet dogs, and they'd bring a dog in, and just it didn't vibe. And then Jillian says, like, what about that little brindled one that we looked at? And we looked at like 3 or 4 dogs before Blue. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. He's tiny, but whatevs, it's fine. And like whatever makes Jillian happy, right? Because it's gets me her dog too.
But see, even just 2 months into marriage, I was smart. I let you look at all these big dogs that were obviously not a good fit.
Obviously. Well, I didn't know this. So we get there, and like he's a little nervous, and he's kind of looking around. Holly's not like indifferent, but like not really concerned. And I just pat my lap to get him to come towards me, and he just jumped right up there. And he got on my lap, just jumped up, and that was it. I was done. And he's been my best little buddy ever since. Except I think he's with Jillian right now, because that bed's way comfier than the bed in my office for him. Yeah,
he's on the guest bed.
Yeah, he's on a people bed. That's way better than a dog bed.
Yeah, sorry.
So that is our first bit of happy news. The second bit of happy news is someone has saved the KFD archives, and that is Bethany. So thank you. I did not upload episode 6 to YouTube in time, and it got deleted off Twitch's servers. But luckily, Bethany had a copy and was able to send it to me and take care of it and do magic. And it's up on YouTube now. So that's a huge
40 minutes of content, but it's okay because there's a fun little note in there.
Yeah, it's fine. But there's something there. So yeah, just happy news all around. That's what I got. I make a mistake, but that's what we have friends for, right? And they got our backs.
Yes.
So
yes, absolutely.
Y'all got anything?
Absolutely.
I had vacation and I made a hat.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh. But Saga Genesis in chat shared that they got a new job. So congratulations. That's very happy news.
Well, congratulations, Saga. That's worth
Yep. I couldn't tell if it worked, so I just made it up.
It did, but yours is better.
You're funny.
Yeah, sometimes. I think that's all we got. Am I getting echo?
I don't hear an echo personally.
It might be you.
Oh. I don't know what to do.
Who's got the echo?
Okay. It's gone.
Okay.
I don't hear it now. So
I was like, I have everything else muted. I don't
it's
know.
fine. Oh hell, is it just me being me? It is. No, it's fine. Okay. Anybody else? Happy news? Good news? Going once?
We're here.
Within the mundane. So.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
good news is that I have no bad news.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's
pretty
good news.
In my family, the saying is no news is good news. Like, I don't have any news, which means everything's good. So it was good.
Yeah.
Take what you can get.
Well, in that case, let's go to the recap from last week. So was that Tim reading that out?
Yep, that's me. All right, so this was episode 8. James, Karn, and Chime awake in the room with the 4 beds. The 4th bed, they noted, was empty and had a note folded on the pillow. As the 3 remaining party members began to gather their bearings, Dwarven Cleric entered the room, delighted to see them waking up. She told them that they were back in Brownstone and that the party had returned by being caught, whatever that means, and had no other details about their return. Chime immediately knew that she had to get to Mostep so that she could be reunited with her son, Grasswhistle. Karn picked up the note on the remaining bed before following the others at the door. As they exited their resting spot, the party found a group of townspeople surrounding the entrance just to get a glimpse of the heroes of Brownstone. Chime didn't acknowledge any of them pushing through. James and Karn were apologetic, but following close behind. Upon reaching the Flock and Key, Chime burst through the front door, then headed to the back into the manor and living quarters of Mostep, repeatedly calling for Grasswhistle. Mostep was in the great room, reading a book, and as Chime began to dismantle everything in an effort to find her son, Mostep informed her that Grasswhistle was out on a mission and would be back shortly. After pointing her in the direction that Grasswhistle went to, she thanked him and told him that they'd be discussing Russell later. James and Karn were following along, briefly said that they'd explain everything soon enough, and flew back out the door behind Chime. Chime, still calling for Grasswhistle, was fighting through a sea of people who were excited to see the party back in the city. James and Karn were again apologetic, but following close behind. Eventually, she found Grasswhistle, sitting alone in a tree, eating taffy. The two reunited, hugging, and Chime breaking down in tears to see her son again after all this time. A few people tried to stick around and watch, but James and Karn were kind enough to run resistance and get a lot of the gawkers to step away. After a few private moments, Chime introduced her son to James and Karn, and the 4 of them returned to the Flock and Key. There's a little bit missing there about, skin or something, but once again, Mostep tells Grasswhistle to take a few pieces of taffy and go read some books that he had laid out for him in his room. Once he took his leave, Chime said that Mostep had sent Russell out on a mission. Grasswhistle had snuck along, and Russell had ended up dying protecting Grasswhistle, and she wanted to know why Mostep would endanger her family. Mostep explained that Russell was insistent on pulling his fair share, so he was sent out on a patrol in an area that they believed had no enemies. Instead, he managed to find a Knoll camp set up from some remnants of Dragonbane's Knoll army, and while surveying, Grasswhistle had been discovered, and Russell was shot with a poisoned arrow as a result. Mostep apologized, and Chime accepted his apology. Mostep asked about Ken, and James and Karn filled him in on the fact that Ken and Howard both had ascended to godhood, with Ken being the new god of justice and Howard being the new god of hospitality. James then continued with everything that had happened since they had last left Brownstone. Mostep concluded on the final point that he wanted to make Grasswhistle his ward and raise him to be his political heir. Chime agreed as long as Mostep kept him safe and that Grasswhistle was willing. Mostep also informed the party that he wouldn't be drinking alcohol. Karn remembered that they had the note with them, that they hadn't looked at it from when they first woke up in Brownstone, and he read it out loud. Cities suck. Meet you by the gate. Rosa. With that, Chime went upstairs to see Grasswhistle again, while James and Karn stayed downstairs with Mostep. Before heading up, they all heard Grasswhistle pattering back up the stairs, having been eavesdropping. They had they had a nice conversation, and Chime assured her son that it wasn't his fault that Russell had died, and that he had to be nice to Mostep. Grasswhistle was excited about his room and wanted to learn more about magic, and had even started a rock collection. Downstairs, Karn asked about the short, bald man with knives that had been spotted with Dragonbane. Mostep didn't have any direct information, but he'd have his network look into it. The party concluded that they'd want to grab Rosa and then go investigate how they got back, and then what's been going on with Scars, since Mostep hasn't heard or seen any activity from his cult or from within the sewers at all. And that's where we left it. A lot of plot. Whole lot of plot.
A whole lot of plot.
Basically 2 hours of no combat.
That's weird. I have to change that tonight.
No, that's fine. I'm not complaining.
I'm okay with that.
It's a lot of writing and it's a lot of reading.
It is. It absolutely is.
But man, we've had some awesome moments.
All right. So, where to?
I suppose we're going to fetch Rosa.
All right. Is there a particular gate you would like to go to?
I'm thinking the one that's probably closest to the Knowledge District, and which, so really that's kind of like none of them, right? They're all, I mean,
yeah,
it's basically
District is right in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if I can get things working today and show people the map of Brownstone.
What do you all think about hitting the one that's just close to us? Because Rosa knows Mostep, maybe that's the gate that she would assume to go to, since she said I'll be at the gate and we were in the middle, so let's just go to the one we probably think she would know the best.
That
makes sense.
If she's not there, we'll circle around.
So that would be the gate closest to Temple Trail, which was the temple, obviously, district of town where most of the gods were represented by some type of temple or church or whatever their followers might have called it. And as the gods kind of stopped responding for whatever reason that might have been, people started to abandon those temples. And the district has a little bit of life to it again. A lot of the temples are being converted to just housing for people, especially for those that are just coming in and needing a place to stay, and people that just don't have a place to go yet. So that's what it is mostly. There is, of course, one exception. In the time that you all spent between seasons, one thing Ken did was dedicate. He took one of the abandoned temples and turned into a headquarters of sort for his followers, teaching people how to be paladins of justice and trying to reinvigorate the Order of the Pond on this new continent. That has a crowd of people. You identified immediately. Probably hundreds of people just around it, as it seems that the only god people are sure of at this point, still being around, is the god of justice, who people in Brownstone especially still refer to fondly. And every once in a while, someone will just chant out, "Duck of Justice!" Not even related to you all being close by, just like a chant. And people would follow it up, and it kind of continuously goes. As if you've been to like a major sporting event and some idiot starts the "woo!" Like, it's just that phenomenon where everyone does it every few minutes, and it's just super annoying, but, Duck of Justice. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Your Ken Talk.
Exactly. Way better than TED. So that really, otherwise, the Temple Trail, like that whole district is almost unrecognizable from what it was before. A lot of the finery was likely looted during the occupation before, but most of it is being rebuilt slowly and being used for their purposes. You make your way out of that gate. It's being guarded, but at this point, everyone in town knows who you are, and you're not even questioned or stopped or slowed down. You walk out a little ways outside of town, almost to like the edge of these houses, and perched on a house just a little across the way is an owl.
Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh.
I'm gonna wave at the owl.
I'm gonna point.
I fly down to them and transform into Rosa.
Hi, friend.
Hello. Are we ready to leave this hellhole?
Not quite yet. We wanted to give you a quick update on some things. I know. I'm sorry. So, first, I'll let Chime give you the best news.
My son is staying with Mostep.
Wonderful news. I'm so glad to hear that.
Me too.
He is well?
He is. The whole thing is a lot to take in. But he's safe and he's well taken care of, and he gets to be a little boy again.
Wonderful. Childhood is precious.
Yeah.
Rosa is wise. And the other piece is that apparently when we got back here, we were caught, and we don't know what that means. So we rushed out of the. So we assume you woke up in that fourth bed that you had the note in, and then just bolted. Yeah. Okay. So apparently, like, there were some wizards or clerics or something. I don't remember who it was, but apparently they caught us in the tower, kind of. We're not really sure. So we're gonna go figure out what that means and what that is, to make sure to see if that's important. And then we are probably gonna have to go into the sewers and look for an old acquaintance. I'll say acquaintance that apparently has we lost contact. So
When
yeah.
When you say acquaintance, Chime is gonna like whip her head around and be like, "He's not my acquaintance. Like, he's a shithead."
We are acquainted with one another, but that is not a friendly. Anyways, so yeah, we have to go figure out what happened to that guy. And then we're not really sure after that.
Okay.
So how much of that would you like to come with us, and how much of that would you like to not come with us?
I will come with you. In case you need me.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Would you prefer to not be in humanoid form?
You can always still like
I-
link with me, even if you're, an owl or whatever you decide to be.
If needed, I will take other forms.
Very well. You
So.
have Buy a shoulder if you need it.
Yep.
And we'll
Whatever,
try to go
perching.
down the least crowded streets.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It is a lot of people in this city.
Yeah, and they all like us for some reason.
I suspected that would be the case.
All right, so I guess we're gonna take the quietest path back to the tower.
Okay. So the tower is in like the center of the knowledge district, which is in the center of the city. So it's kind of like this beacon that you can always see if you're in the city. There is a just direct route from the gate to the knowledge district, but it's a pretty crowded route. So you could kind of stick around the wall and go down to like the dealer's den, which is not far from where Most Up is, and then follow that road in. Could also try to like just cut through alleys and some back ways.
I'll be looking at Rosa to see which path she's looking more longingly down.
Let's go as quickly as we can. I will convert to my owl form until we get where we're going.
All right.
Okay.
It's like a plan.
Woo.
So back down the main road from Temple Trail. People, I think like the novelty of you all being back in town, it has worn off for some people, and instead of being mobbed and greeted, it's closer to just like people are pointing at you and obviously talking about you as you go by. Way better in every sense. And you make your way to the knowledge district, which under the rule of the count the Marquess and Dragonbane's sort of overseeing from afar, the knowledge district was turned into basically an entertainment district for torture, and university was shut down. They stopped education. It is where some people or Howard met his end the first time. I guess the only time. Then he was just beaten with a sledgehammer. He was rocks.
He wasn't. His statue was.
His statue. Well, he was still. That's quite the question. But people are giving a respectful distance, and you're able to make it. And the lawn has been manicured again, and like the bushes are being taken care of, and the buildings are back to being clean and nice. And not a ton of like people looking like they're students, but a lot of people in the area walking around. Are you making your way to the tower directly?
Unless anyone else has a reason to do anything else.
We had it was like a Dayro person that we had. Would that person be in the tower, do you think, or should we ask someone?
Probably.
I was more asking my party, but okay. Thank you, DM.
You're welcome.
I don't know what's a Dayro? What's that?
I don't know, like
That's
the
Dro.
druid lady, not the druid
person
lady. Jeez.
who caught us.
Yeah. Whenever we first woke up, there was the short lady who.
Oh, that was like a dwarven.
But she
cleric?
gave us a name. She gave us a name.
Yeah,
Oh.
Professor Dayro is the name she gave us.
That's right.
That
my bad.
one.
Thank you. That's what you meant. I'm just dumb.
It's been a day.
Mm-hmm.
Bro.
Um,
I say we head for the tower first.
fine by me.
All right. So there's some large double doors to enter the tower, which again, while most of the town itself is made from a actual brown stone that's ubiquitous to the area and easy to get, they've used magic to convert all the buildings in the knowledge district from this brown color to a white color. There's all this like smooth white stone, basically just seamless everywhere, with little flourishes and decorations and everything. And the tower is what they really spent most of their time focusing on. and it wasn't quite complete when the last time you left. They were making some decent progress. It was like mostly white at the bottom, and then they would basically take these brownstones and stack them up there, and then some magic users would convert those brownstones into these white stones and make them fused. And now the tower appears to be, at least on the outside, complete. It's fully built. These large white stone doors swing open as you approach them, and inside the first floor is just very, very lush with these thick carpets covering the floors. These desks kind of everywhere scattered about. The dark wood, typically scholars working at them. The room is full of the sounds of writing, just that familiar scribbling sound. There's a couple like couches and divans set up with like large, soft pillows. In the center, a spiral staircase heads up. And in front of that spiral staircase is a desk with a little placard on it that just says information. And behind that desk is a male halfling. Just sitting there, kind of looking bored.
I guess I'm going to look at the boys, and I can't talk. You go ask them.
I'd like to step up to the halfling and just ask, excuse me, we're looking for Professor Darrow?
Oh, yes. Do you have an appointment?
No.
Let me check her calendar. Opens a little drawer and pulls it out and goes through. Opens it up. She is free currently. You may proceed up. Her office is on the 5th floor.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Then I suppose we'll go up the stairs to the 5th floor.
All right. As you pass other floors, they look pretty similar to this like main first floor. Just lots of desks, lots of people writing, some people reading. And the second, third, and fourth floor are all very similar. The 5th floor is a little different as you come to a landing, and they have put walls all around the stairs with a single metal door at this landing, and nothing else that you can see.
Once we reach the landing, I transform back into Rosa's humanoid form.
Awesome.
This floor is not quite as welcoming as what I was expecting it to be.
I mean, I'm pretty excited to be this high up, but that's, I don't know, this is weird.
I turned to the party, should we knock, or?
He said we could go up. I say just open the door.
Agreed.
Okay. I go ahead and open the door then.
All right. Even though this building looks very new and everything is very just seemingly pristine and comfy, the door has a very loud as you open it. And this room looks very different than the other ones. Throughout the floor, it's like a hardwood floor, but well worn already, with obvious paths where people walk consistently, already wearing into the floor. Contraptions and gadgets and all the like are scattered throughout. Stacks of paperwork just haphazardly throughout this entire floor, which has multiple desks, but no one is at any of them. And every desk is completely covered in papers and books. And it looks like maybe that one over there has a half-eaten muffin on it. A couple of like just tankards, half full, scattered throughout. The room is relatively dark as well, not well lit and welcome like the other ones. One desk has someone at it. All you can see is the top of their head. It's dark brown hair and pretty short. Not super, like, little. I don't know, like a pixie cut. Pretty short.
It's pretty short.
Yeah,
For sure.
they don't look up. They're just looking down and writing. That's all you can see at this point.
I'm gonna make the sound of knocking on a wood door.
The writing continues for a second, and then like a pause and a head tilt, and then looking up, and at this point you can see it's a young-ish, probably like mid to late 20s, half elf woman. Again, the dark brown pixie cut hair, otherwise a very slender face. And just looks up at you, looks back the notes, looks at you. You look familiar.
Professor Dayro, I assume?
Yes. Are you bringing me lunch? No. That wouldn't take 4 of you. Oh. Did I? No.
I think you caught us.
I
What does that mean?
did.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Okay. Well, as I'm sure you're aware, teleportation back to the old continent is impossible. The magic field here is just a little bit too unstable to allow transportation outside of it. So, what I've done is I have, and she points over to a contraption, and at this point it's kind of in pieces along the ground. There's just random chunks of metal and crystal and tubes and just a whole collection of just random, if you didn't know better, definitely junk. So, this actually helps stabilize the mechanical issues that we're having. Oh, excuse me, magical. Sometimes I want to do mechanical stuff, but it's so limited when magic is just limitless and boundless, and it's just so exciting. Okay, so, hang on. I have questions for you all. So this is going to be just fantastic timing. Let me just finish this up real quick. Okay, so whenever someone tries to use magical teleportation, it doesn't just physically transport you from one point to another. You're actually transporting yourself through different planes. It's wild. So basically, you're sending yourself to just like another plane, and just for the just the sake of this conversation, we're gonna call it the astral plane. Okay. So that's just the name I'm going with. You all can call it whatever you want, but just right now, that's what we're going to call it. So whenever you teleport, you actually don't just stay on this plane. You typically transport yourself to the astral plane, and then you come back to your regular plane, and that folds the universe together. So that you actually you teleport so fast. You're just moving super quick through all this, and it's magic. Okay, does that all make sense? Are you following me? Is it too complicated? Wonderful. Okay, so what I have done is there's a way to detect if any type of transplanar transportation is happening. And I've noticed it's been happening a lot, and especially like in our continent, in this area. So I was detecting it for quite a while. It was happening with great frequency. And I'm like, who is doing this? We don't understand how it's working. So we're going to figure this out, right? Okay. So I built the detector and I was detecting things, but I'm like, what if I can intercept a planar teleport? Like, right? Like, isn't that's what you do, right? So I was detecting it for a while, and I built my machine, and I was going to test it. And my detector went off, and, well, my machine wasn't ready. So I made a couple adjustments, and then my detector went off again. And then all of a sudden, the 4 of you appeared, laying face down on the ground, and I don't know, I think you were just really hungover. So my questions are, number one, what do you remember?
Oh, okay. So you're okay. You're just stopping after each question. Got it. Okay. Also, first, hello. My name is James.
That's wonderful. Tiefling male. How old are you, James?
Whatever.
Okay.
I don't remember.
That's fine. I mean, this just for the sake of research. I guess that's really not that important. Do you have any illnesses that you're aware of?
I thought we were sticking. So you don't want to do one question at a time.
Well, you weren't answering, and I have more questions. And I thought you might be more receptive to these individually.
Okay. Illnesses in general, or illnesses from whatever just happened?
Yeah, exactly.
Which one?
Could you actually divide those up into both? I would like to see if there's any type of like relationship between them.
I'm not. I don't think we have time for that today. Sorry.
So I don't know why you're answering the question like that. Okay.
It's very personal. I'm not ready to talk about that yet.
Well, look, it's for science. Like, what if? And this is just a big what if. I don't have any evidence this is happening, but like, what if this machine gave you venereal disease? Wouldn't you want to know that? James, do you have venereal disease? It's fine. You can here, and she pulls the scrap piece of paper out.
No comment.
And gets like a piece of charcoal. He's like, here, you can write the answer down. It's fine. I won't tell your friends.
Yeah, I'm gonna write no on it, and I'm gonna hold it up.
You could have just said that, James.
Anyways, so you've been detecting a lot of teleports.
Indeed, I have. If you come over
That is
here,
interesting.
I have an entire chart of when it happens.
I would love to see this chart.
It's a lot of dots, just random dots.
I don't know how to read this chart.
Okay, would you like me to explain it to you?
How about just give me the overview?
The dots are when somebody teleports.
Does this just tell us when they teleport, or does it give us any indication of where?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know how to figure out where. I can just tell that they're doing it. So that's why I thought if I caught you all, you can answer these questions. But they decided since you were face down and kind of grumbling and moaning and sounded like at least you were in some type of pain or maybe extremely dehydrated, they thought it was ethical to get you medical treatment first, which I totally agreed with.
Clearly.
I just thought maybe we could wake you up and you could answer some questions first, but they said no, you were unconscious and probably needed a rest.
Well, I don't think we were so much hungover as we had just gotten the shit kicked out of us by corrupted justice gods.
So when you say the shit kicked out of you, what other intestinal issues have you been having?
You want to know size, frequency, what?
Oh, everything you can possibly tell me. You just never know when you're going to find that magical link between, your machine and then your ex-boyfriend getting a venereal disease. You just don't know when that is going to happen together. So I'm just trying to figure that out. Of course, he never used the machine. I don't think it was a machine at all.
But he got venereal disease.
Yeah, but that's why he's an ex-boyfriend.
Good call.
Anyway.
This got weird.
If you would just answer my questions, we'd be done by now.
What are your questions?
Okay, what kind of illnesses do you have now, and what do you have before you went in there?
Oh my god. I don't.
None and none, I guess.
We were
Okay,
all
so-
relatively healthy as far as adventurers go.
So
Right
maybe
now
the
it's-
disease thing isn't the right answer.
It's too soon to tell. We think we're still fine.
Does it burn when anyone
Okay.
pees?
No.
No.
I presume you have questions for me, and I don't know if I'm the right person to ask, but I'm happy to help.
Can you tell on your charts when you saw people teleporting? Could you tell how many people were teleporting at each instance?
So that gets a little tricky. Basically, I can figure out the amount of mass based on the disruption energy it's causing through the planar anomalies. So I have a rough idea of the amount of mass, but it's hard to tell because, people come in all kinds of different shapes and sizes.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment.
That is very true.
You're gonna look at the chart and try to figure it out. Is that what you're kind of trying to do, Rosa?
Yeah, but I wasn't sure how I would do that.
Could you give me an intelligence check, please?
Yes.
Let me get where your token is visible,
It's
which will
to
make
say,
your
except
life
for I
way
don't have a
easier.
token. Yeah.
Where is
Thank you.
Rosa? You're welcome. I am disorganized in this game. You might have figured that out.
Well, I wasn't here at last session, so.
And this is to figure out the chart, right?
This is she's trying to figure out the chart. Yeah.
I
Can I
will
roll
say
on
the
that
other
too, since I
tokens.
started asking about the chart?
You absolutely can.
Thank you.
The other tokens on there are level 20 tokens.
Oh, that's fine.
I mean,
let me get the right James. Thank you for that. Because that was the last time y'all were on this map. There we go. There's James, which there's a duplicate James now.
That's because I pulled it out.
Let's add a Karn. Let's get everybody out here just in case.
Rosa rolled quite poorly, so maybe she's having some effects from the teleportation.
What'd you get
Dance
number
Diva.
wise?
12. I got a 12.
Okay. So, James, go ahead. You can roll as well whenever
Got
you're
a 21.
21. Okay. So, Rosa, you're trying to figure out if it showed teleportations other than your rolls.
Mm-hmm.
And you were aware of, I don't know, how many times did you teleport with the party? Once to the plane of Earth, and then once plane of
Plane
Justice.
And then
then
maybe back. Like maybe that was a teleport. I guess it had to have been, otherwise
Otherwise, we
they
wouldn't shoot them.
Yeah.
So 3 times. There are significantly more than 3 dots on her chart. There's probably like 10, which is significantly more.
Ooh.
So James, you're trying to figure it out. Even with a 21, you can kind of get that same information. And you can, the most recent one was you all teleporting back. And then in relation to the chart, the one before you all was close to it compared to other teleports. It was, you're not quite sure. There's no keys or anything else that would actually make sense. So basically there's just no documentation on this thing. There's some symbols that don't mean anything to you. And as you kind of look at those, you're it's phases of the moon is what it turns out to be. And there's another one for weather with these dots, and it's kind of all over the place.
Okay. So I'm gonna turn to Professor Darrow and say and tell her. So we have teleported 3 times, and every time it was the 4 of us. And
Was
that's
it though?
The first time it was 5.
Yeah. The
First time it was
2 times,
5.
I guess.
First 2 times it was 5, and then the last one was 4. Sorry.
Okay.
It's, yeah. A little. I guess my brain's still a little foggy from last night.
I've always wanted to have a real bender and a party and friends and stuff.
Well, you should.
So 2 teleports with the same amount of mass is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks at the most recent one, and she puts a square around this dot, and then is getting into it. And she's like, okay, this one had, okay. So then the one
I'm going to be telling her this many days ago or whatever. I'm going to try and help line that up for her.
And she puts a square around the other one. the second like most recent. So you're figuring that she probably was trying to catch you all as you teleported from the plane of Earth to the plane of justice. Oh wait, sorry, that would be. Did that? No, because Ken was with you in that teleport.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the four of you've only teleported once.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Well,
That's
then-
what I think Rosa said. Or Jillian said,
Yes. Okay. So she's like, the
So-
last time was you all.
yeah. First 2 times Ken was with us. The last time Ken was not.
Excellent. And she starts writing this down. So more, but she looks like, well, all of these, like every other teleport that's on here was more mass. This was the smallest amount of mass of any teleport.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is Dragonbane's null army, and if you had caught that instead, you'd be dead.
No, it wasn't that much mass.
Okay, then it could have been Dragonbane himself with
Ah.
his
In which
entourage,
case, you
and in
still
case
did.
you would have been dead.
So are you saying I should stop trying to catch these?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it would be in your best interest to stop just
Yeah.
for now.
Please do not, summon Dragonbane into the middle of the city. That would be very bad.
It would be worse than catching venereal disease.
Girl. You know
I know.
what's up.
I do.
Okay.
Somebody's been wronged.
Yes.
And her name is Jana Dove.
It is. So she looks like kind of heartbroken. Like
At least for now.
So
Wait, just
Hank,
wait. Yeah. Okay. If we can, take care of Dragonbane once he's gone, yeah, continue these studies. This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But if you don't stop right now and you accidentally catch Dragonbane, not only are you dead, but everyone else in the building is dead. Half of the city's probably dead. The tower will be gone. All of your research will be gone.
I'm pretty sure they'll pull your funding.
You'll be
oh,
excommunicated.
don't say pulling my funding.
Carnage
I'm just-
look at her and say, worst of all, they'd probably take away your tenure.
I just feel like this is really important, Like maybe we can figure this out and people can maybe go home. Maybe they
I
change their
agree
minds.
that this is important, but if you try and catch people, I'm not saying stop your research. I'm just saying don't catch people, because if you catch people, you're catching Dragonbane and you're dead, and he's not gonna answer your questions.
Hold on. Do you have people that are trying to go back?
I mean, some of us in the university maybe came over here to do exciting new research with Kevin, and turns out Kevin's a lying, cheating piece of shit scumbag, and
Is that the ex-boyfriend?
maybe I can do the research back where my friends were. I dropped everything and came out here, but okay, I wanted to go back, but other people do too. It's hard out here. I mean, we just fended off a Knoll invasion after we were conquered by lizard people. Or snake people, rather. The lizard people are, I guess, a little more friendly. I don't even know. I hear rumors, and this is the one thing I can do to help. So if you're telling me that me helping is actually going to be me hurting, I will make the improvements I was making to the machine, and I will not use it until you give me the all clear.
You
Fair?
can continue. That is fair. But I'm gonna say you can continue researching. Just don't catch anything.
Yeah, you can keep monitoring, but
Please
my
do.
My research is catching things. I just want to know what we can catch. Like,
Gotta catch them all, but not
ex-
yet.
exactly. There's so many of them.
Mhm.
would it be possible for you to focus on theoretical instead of applied teleportation for the
It's
moment.
not as much fun. I guess I could.
Yeah, but you know what's really fun?
Yeah.
Not dying at the hands of a madman, because
Oh.
that's who you might accidentally catch.
You sound like Kevin.
Maybe you can start focusing on, instead of catching, you can focus on sending.
Yeah, see if you can send Kevin somewhere worse.
Hey. Where's Kevin?
Oh, I don't know. I kicked him out.
I mean, I owe you one, so.
It's fine. It's fine.
Is it? Because that's all you've been talking about.
No, I've been talking about my machine, which now I can't use because that was how I was focused on my energy. But it's not your fault. It is not your fault that this is happening, and you are not the ones forcing me to not use it. It's just how I was focusing my energy, and I appreciate you are looking out for my best interest and the best interest of everyone that lives here.
Mhm.
I'm just a little disappointed and a little sad.
Understandable. You're doing very important work, and you'll be able to get back to it in the way that you want. But for now, it would be safer to refocus those energies, like you said.
Okay. I'll get it put back together and just send me a word as soon as I can. It's so exciting. Like, I finally caught someone, and it was you all. You know how cool that was? To, catch the heroes of Brownstone.
So all
And-
that whole looking up and telling us we looked familiar, were you just trying to play it cool?
Yeah, I failed.
I think she was trying to get us in a position of comfort so she could ask us about venereal disease.
Well, look, I just had to rule it out. That's what Kevin said. And I didn't believe him. But just in case it happened to you all, had to ask for science.
Mhm. No, Kevin's an asshole.
But for real, where's Kevin?
I don't know. He hangs out in Galleon's Gate sometimes.
Okay, I got you. What does he look like? Draw me a picture.
I'm not much of an artist, but
Draw me a picture. Draw me a
okay.
picture, Dayro.
Okay. We're friends now, right? You can call me Jaina Dove. Or just Jay, if that's easier.
Okay, Jay.
That's what Kevin never would. That's fine. She draws a picture. Stupid Kevin always licking his butt. She draws it's a tabaxi. Long tail, looks like a we'll go with kind of looks like Scratch, like the kid friendly UK mascot. But not as large of a head. So that's what we're gonna go with for Kevin.
Okay,
Kevin.
all right. Okay, all right.
We'll
Yeah.
find
Well,
out.
look, if you come back, I'll get some questionnaires prepared so the questions aren't as open as embarrassing. But just try to think of anything that maybe felt different or felt weird or y'all don't remember anything, do you? Just
we
level with me.
teleported a couple times and we don't really feel haven't noticed anything different. Doesn't really feel like any.
Well, biggest concern is when the catching mechanism goes into effect, because I worry that maybe you're traveling really fast, but I guess you're not traveling fast because I've already explained that the universe is just folding together. So
Right.
Huh.
So we don't even remember we don't remember going to bed last night. So we just remember being with some friends, and then next thing we know we were waking up in beds. So well, I personally don't remember anything, and I don't think they do either.
I don't.
Oh. Okay, well, this is I'll be honest, this has been disappointing. But I'm glad I got to meet you. You're, I guess, welcome here anytime. I don't know, whatever people normally say about this kind of stuff. It's cool.
Is there any windows?
No,
Are there
there's no
any
windows. Not here. The other floors seem to have them, but for whatever reason, this one doesn't.
Hey, why is it so dark in here?
I wasn't sure how sunlight would react with some of the machines, so I requested no windows on this floor, and I had some people working with me, and they hated the darkness, so I guess I should maybe get some more light in here, but you only need the light where you're working. The darkness is kind of nice, right? Not
I feel like
sad.
for your own sake, I feel like you need to get out of here a little bit. Just, go take a walk. Uh, there's plenty of pubs. You said before you wanted to go on a bender. I mean, just don't necessarily have to do that, but go to a pub. Just get outside a little bit.
Okay, when I get the machine put back together, and I won't test it, but once it's put back together, I will take a break.
I recommend going to Howard's Duck Inn and talking to Daisy. She's a good listener.
Okay. That sounds great.
Tell her we sent you, but she won't be able to respond.
Why not?
She has no tongue.
How'd that happen?
You don't want
Not our place to say.
yes.
Okay. Tell her
Don't ask her about it.
Okay. Okay.
She's super friendly and very nice. Very good listener. Just tell her we said hello.
Wonderful. Well, I will go on a bender later today, and I will not ask her about her tongue.
Yes. Go ahead and don't do that.
Sounds great.
Cool.
Like, done good today, but
good luck. We'll come see you when we can.
Okay. And as soon as it's safe,
We'll let you know.
let me know. This research must continue.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Will do. All right. Y'all ready?
yeah.
We have things to do. All right. We're gonna just go ahead and head out the towers. Anything stopping? Like anything we need to do? DM? Anything stopping us? Any plot to stop us? No. Okay.
No.
Head out. All right. Where do you guys want to go to find the sewers? I figure we could start heading that way. Last time it was in Galleon's Gate. We can head there and look for Kevin along the way. Keep an eye out for Kevin along the way and go back
That
into
might
the
be
sewers
a-
that we went in last time.
Yeah, let's
That
hit
might
the
be a
sewers
solo
entrance.
mission for me.
That's also fine. That just because we find them doesn't mean the mission's over or that you have to do anything right now.
I'm just saying, you all are not great about staying hidden, so
Oh, I'm totally fine with that, but that doesn't mean we can't look for them on the way.
okay. All right.
it.
No, that's fine.
Yeah. Once we find him, then you know what he looks like and you know where to go. You know where he is. That's it.
Yes.
Okay. So on the way, I kind of want to talk to the party and kind of want to. All right. So, do you think it would be a good idea to help Professor Janadub with her research? I think we actually have a way that might actually give her a way to test what she wants to with, I'll say, pretty low risk. And that is to use our teleport machine so that she can look for our signal and try and catch us.
I don't know. The whole thing's a little. I mean, I can't help but think about what if she was here a year ago doing this? So I don't. You all do whatever you want, but I personally don't think I can invest a lot more time with her.
That's also fair.
I mean, we can, but I feel like we do have more pressing things to attend to before we can sit down and help her with that.
Agreed. I think her research is very interesting, especially if she moves to sending people as opposed to catching people. But that's not our priority right now.
Okay. Just wanted to check. I feel the same. But I had the idea and wanted to make sure that that wasn't something you all wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right, head to the sewers. Looking out for Kevin.
I need all of you to give me a perception check. Kevin Watch 2023.
I got a 19.
All right.
I got
All
Got a
right.
16.
Okay. Okay.
Where's mine at? I clicked it. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Sorry, the first one I rolled was a 13, but I didn't think it worked, so then I rolled a 6. Take what
It's
you would
fine.
like.
Sometimes Roll20 just does that.
Sometimes
Yeah, I was like,
it's
did
just
I
beyond.
click cancel instead of submit?
You never know until it shows up twice.
Yeah, it seemed possible, to be honest.
Well, the real fun times are when Roll20 decides to finally show your initial roll like 5 minutes later.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, Chime.
Can I make an
James.
argument that Chime should have an investigation roll as opposed to a perception roll? I think Chime is like on a mission to look for this dude, and the rest of us are just passively seeing if we recognize him.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I
sure.
would agree with that. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
I took a shot.
Investigate him. Yeah.
21.
Woo!
All right. So Chime, you see what appears to be a tabaxi male walking in to Captain D&D's.
No.
And like you're pretty sure James and Karn, you like maybe see the tail go in the door. So you think it's a tabaxi going in there. And Rosa's just like kind of looking around, but maybe a little indifferent and not really a fan of being dockside right now.
Okay. She just makes a little mental note.
Okay.
I'm just going to lean over to Chime and say, don't make a scene or anything at Captain D&D's. Don't get us banned from that place, please.
Have I ever gotten you banned from any place?
Not yet, but
Just watch yourself, or I might do it on purpose.
Just mental note and going on to the sewer entrance.
Yeah.
Okay. Look how mature Chime is.
So mature.
Oh, just you wait.
Can't wait. All right. So the sewers were blocked off during Dragonbane's like occupation, and they're slowly kind of having access come back. And the way you found in before, there's a thick padlock over the grate going into the sewers, and out of this, like, it's probably like a big pipe that's maybe draining out into the ocean. Because where else you can put a sewer? Like a little drizzle of murky water coming out. But the big padlock and otherwise the gate is secure.
Ooh, I have thieves' tools.
Oh, would you like to use the thieves' tools on?
I would love to.
You'll use dexterity as your ability modifier
All right.
because it'll pop up and ask you.
Yep. There we go. It's an 11.
You're probably
I'm a little preoccupied thinking about Kevin.
spending like several minutes on it, and it's just like you're getting the first pin up there right, and then the second one is like kind of binding a bit, and then you're like really struggling to get the third, and you're not focused. You can't quite get it right now. You're just thinking about Kevin.
Bitch, Kevin.
Mhm.
Or I can't get it, folks. Anyone want to, I don't know, hit it or something?
What do I got? Never mind. I was thinking like maybe I could use my needle to unmend it, but I don't think it works that way. So
No.
it uses the mend spell, not an
Donald,
unmend.
could I
spell.
try to cut through the padlock with my sunblade?
Absolutely. Make an attack roll.
All right. Does a 22 hit the padlock?
Yes.
Watch, that's going to be my best attack roll the entire
the whole day.
Laser blade
Probably.
through it.
How much damage you do?
9 radiant damage.
Cool. All right. So imagine Karn takes the hilt of the sunblade off. You keep like on your belt because you don't need like a full scabbard for it. Takes it off. The blade ignites. Probably just like a lightsaber. Probably even makes that noise as it unsheaths. And one swing, and it looks for a second like he completely missed, and the padlock is there just perfectly fine. And then a second later, where his blade went through both of the connecting rod things, the whole padlock just falls to the ground, clank, 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 and the little U hook left is still there, but falls off easily.
Shit, why do y'all even have me around if you can do that?
I don't think
Sorry.
that's gonna work on.
Sorry, I got impatient.
It's a cool little trick though.
It is.
Alright.
I'm throwing this bitch open.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn to Rosa. You all right?
Oh, I'd rather be down there than up here.
Cool. Let's go.
And once again, as all greats do, as it echoes through this pipe, which it doesn't like smell super awful. It's fine. You know, it's a sewer, and this pipe, the drainage pipe, doesn't have a whole lot coming out right now. And let me get a probably survival check. Who's going to lead you all through this?
I assume I would, unless somebody else wants to, because I have dark vision, and if there's any places without light, it doesn't bother me.
Say like there's probably enough like of the grates in the city above that it lets in like enough light that everybody can see at all points.
I know in D&D actual mechanics and roleplay, it doesn't limit visibility, but in thinking like the characters where it's like light and then dark and then light and then dark, it's just not easy to actually see past.
Yeah.
So
perfect.
I guess I was thinking more actual, real life.
All right. Yeah, go give me a survival check trying to remember this like maze of pipes and chambers that it's been quite a while since you've been in, and I think that was briefly in just trying to rush and escape because
something like that. 21.
All right. Doesn't take you long. You remember some of these paths that you took before. And before long, you're in the room that they kind of jokingly referred to, lovingly maybe, as the lake. which you all might have noticed, which you haven't seen yet. The lake looks very different than it did before because I felt like making a new map, and I don't like it that much, but it's fine. It's totally fine. And you all can see the map, is that right? You're all there?
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep.
So the room itself, it's stone flooring everywhere, kind of covered in lichen and moss and all sorts of green things that seem to thrive in moist, dark environments. So there's probably just, like, little bits of, like, mushrooms sprouting up between cracks in the stone and some coming out of the wall. Several of the walls have large roots that have already penetrated down, and are hugging the walls, while other sections of the wall are covered in just moss and algae and whatever you might find down there. There's a large, very large, just lake of murky, gross water. It looks to be relatively deep, but you're not entirely sure. You just can't see the bottom. The water is, again, just very cloudy, very murky. On the, what would be the eastern wall, there's a large pipe, which seems to be bringing in more of this murky water from somewhere. Not quite sure where, but we're not going to worry about that because I don't think we really are interested in sewer physics today. And if we are, well, I'm sure somebody can teach you about that. That's not me.
No, this isn't a Ted Lasso training session. Pass.
Or is it?
It smells like poop.
That's a spoiler for season 3. There's a kind of hastily assembled wooden, and I think banister as a stretch over a good chunk of this, the floor before you get into the lake itself. It's haphazardly assembled, like just random pieces of wood. Nothing really matches. It doesn't cover everything. And then the center of this, there is a bridge. Again, very haphazardly assembled, with the middle section probably about 12, 13 feet. Just a large gap where it's either not finished or has been taken apart. Doesn't line up quite right. But on the other end of the other side, which would be like the north side of the map, you see that same, like, haphazardly banister to where if you try to swim across, it might be very difficult to get back onto the ground. But there's some, like, chairs and barrels set up across the way where there's nothing here. And there's another, like, sewer door. We're just gonna call them sewer doors. Make my life easy. Thanks. Leading somewhere else that you have not been yet into the sewer. Then as you're, well, I'll wait till you get there. What do you want to do?
First thing I would like to know is, have we told Rosa who Scars is, who Epox is, what the cult is, and that they're were-rats? I'm assuming.
We have to.
I mean, yeah, I figure, like, I don't think we would have gone down this far into the sewer without letting Rosa know what she was walking into.
Yes, I
Yeah.
assume you told me all of that,
Okay.
like, before I agreed to come into the city.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Right.
Otherwise, I would have been like, heck no.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Oh, I'm sorry. I saw a question about doors in chat. What handing are they? That's what we need to talk about right now.
Question was followed by JK. which
Yeah, the JK is way better.
kidding.
Cool. Do a whole stream of just door talk. New exciting technology in doors coming out.
Oh,
Donald
joy.
shared with me door facts earlier in case I ever needed to share some. at a
Oh,
party.
do you want to share it now? See if anybody can guess it.
No, I think we're good.
Okay, we're gonna do it anyway. Just gonna quick door break. So, if you have silencers on a door, like a single door, so like one door in a single frame, there are 3 silencers on that door. So, if you have a double door, so 2 doors in one frame, how many silencers go on a double door?
I feel like this has to be a trick question. Otherwise, the answer would just be 6.
Yeah, it's
You would
not.
think that, wouldn't you?
I guess it depends on how it's set up.
My question
Like,
is, where
I could
are the doors shooting bullets that you would need a silencer?
You know what you get for that? You know what you get? You got what? You got a pumped.
Yeah, but
Oh
now
my
we need to
God.
replace that with Jillian just going,
That's
Yep.
all of our sounds.
somebody clip that!
We'll do a professional recording session with Jillian here, making just random noises, and we'll
When
figure
you
it out.
try and do that, I will no longer be able to make any noises. I'll be like drum sound. Like I just like my brain won't be able to function.
Drum sound. That's what we need.
You know that Windows noise? It's just like something went wrong. Bah.
That'll just be my brain.
I like it. The correct answer for those of you doing door trivia at home.
Wait, is it
Yeah.
4? Is it 4? Is it 4?
Okay, we got a 4. Y'all just give your answers. Give your. Oh, Jillian. Jillian has it.
It's 2.
It's 2?
It's 2.
Okay.
So typically you put your silencers on the strike jam and you put 3. But with a double door, you don't have a strike jam. So you
Right.
put 2 on the header, up in the corners, like towards the center, so that each door, when it swings, that's muffled. So just fun door facts. That
I was thinking top and bottom for some reason. I don't
no,
know why.
that also makes sense. It would make sense, but you just don't put them on the hinge jam because it's not moving a lot. It's just exciting door stuff. Anyway, way to bring up doors, honey.
I like to give you an opening. Brunch.
Yours, I hit the button, but yours was better.
Oh my God.
You gotta get some clean takes of this stuff.
No, she's tickling herself. She's done.
Chime is walking towards the bridge, and as much as it pains me personally to say this, she's willing to take one for the team, and she's looking at the water and looking at everyone else.
No, and then I stop, and I'm gonna touch Chime's shoulder, and I'm gonna cast Spider Walk.
Thank you for that.
So
It
as you
doesn't
make
help
it
everyone else.
to the sign, there's a little sign that you now see as you make it towards the bridge. That's crudely written in like white paint on just a random piece of wood that's next, like kind of laying on the ground next to the bridge. And it just says, "Warning, there's 2." That's it.
Oh my God. James, are you able to cast Spider Walk on all of us?
No.
No.
Um,
Okay. All right.
I'll be fine. Can you
Um,
remind me what is this little bridge thing made of? Did you say is it wood or stone?
It's the bridge itself is made of wood, and it's like, again, just random pieces of wood cobbled together. It doesn't look like it's actually like built below the water. Like maybe they thought we can build a bridge that floats on water and it's going to be totally fine.
Mm.
Martin's gonna look at the sign and just say, "There's 2." Well, obviously, this is talking about the number of silencers on the double door, but I don't know what that has to do with anything.
Oh my God.
Or there's always 2, no more, no less.
No, sometimes there's 3.
Sorry,
Okay.
only Sith speaks in absolutes.
But you're not a Sith and you just spoke in an absolute. That's fine. It's not bad writing. It's fine.
James, are you still casting Spider Walk on me after we see this? I don't know if that would change your.
Yeah, I would do it as soon as you look at the water and it looks like you're thinking about jumping in. I'm touching your shoulder and casting Spider Walk.
And the thing is, I don't know if she would think about just jumping in if the sign is there.
Then I would not touch her shoulder if she doesn't look like she's thinking about jumping in.
Okay. Yeah, no. If Chime sees the sign, she's gonna look at the sign and then I guess turn back at the group. Okay, all right. There's 2 of something.
Yeah, some kind of creature probably.
I got my crossbow out. What does the So the walls, what are they? Just like you said that they were just like brick.
They're like a worked stone.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
again,
What about the ceiling?
The ceiling is probably domed in this room, but it's also made of stone. I would say maybe 10 feet.
Okay.
10
Would
feet
there
is highest
be-
point. Let me make that clear.
Would there be anywhere to tie a rope up there? Any roots that look strong enough?
No.
No. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I was hoping for maybe above us and then above on the other side, and we could just like army rope crawl.
Well, I
I
was
don't think
thinking
that's
like
gonna work.
swing.
Yeah,
Sort of like what
but
we
there's
did
only
on-
10 feet high. I don't think the physics are gonna
True.
work out. I don't think we can swing 40 feet with a 10-foot rope.
Ooh.
That was my first thought. That's why I was given. That was my first thought with spider walk.
Yeah.
All right, so can you mind if I just test how strong this bridge is?
Yeah, I
Go
guess.
ahead.
Okay, get your weapons out now, because I don't know what I'm going to be triggering here.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
And I'm gonna place 1 foot on the bridge, start putting my weight on it to see what happens.
At first, it's like totally fine, because you put your foot on it. But the second you put weight on it, the entire bridge starts to slowly sink, especially in the part where you're putting your foot down. But nothing else happens yet. I'm assuming you bring your foot back. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Perception. All of you.
Okay.
Now.
Okay. Oh, shit. I got an 8.
I got a 2.
I got a 10.
I got a rock.
I'm just waiting for roll 20 to roll mine.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Come on, roll 20.
I'm like 98% certain I did hit it this time, so I'm not sure. I'm resisting the urge to roll again.
Yep.
Do it again.
So what?
Yeah, you're good.
Oh.
There it goes.
Ooh!
Oh my god!
20.
24, which is a natural 20.
Excuse me real quick as I air horn that. If I lost, there it is. You want Jillian? Go ahead. We'll do like a who said it best. That was Jillian's air horn, and then the fake, like not as good air horn. Wah, wah. You're way better than that air horn. So at first, as James puts his foot down, and everyone's kind of focused on James except for Rosa. For some reason, Rosa, you have just a bad, icky feeling, and it's not actually from being in the sewer. It's just something feels off. And as James puts his foot down, you immediately notice movement out in the water. Just the tiniest, almost imperceptible movement, but for whatever reason, you know it. You notice it. And it looks like 2 mounds. It maybe they're like rocks or pieces of wood, or maybe even just floaters. But the way they're spaced, just this like same distance, or so there's 2 and then 2. And there's 2 to the left side of the bridge and there's 2 to the right. But they're spaced the exact same space apart. And you kind of see that at first. And then as James is putting his foot back and everybody's trying to figure out what's happening, you see the snout on the one on the left. You're pretty confident there's a crocodile in this water, but it looks bigger than any crocodile you've seen in quite a while. And they submerge relatively quickly.
Okay. I am going to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
Oh, wait. How do I do it not just for description only?
That's
click
fine.
on the actual spell name instead of the eye or the
Ah, I
bubble.
see. Thank you.
Okay.
And I'm going to I'm going to ask the creature on the left, the one that I saw its actual snout,
Mm-hmm.
and say, "We mean you no harm. May we pass?"
I have to look up how smart they are.
Yeah.
While
They
she's
might.
doing that, I think I'm looking in amazement.
What does that sound like to us?
I would think probably like guttural growls and grunts. I have no idea what I've.
And you all
Okay.
probably haven't even seen them.
No.
Yeah.
So
No.
I
so
definitely didn't.
I hear this noise. I'm like, what the hell is that? And I turn to see Rosa talking at the water, and I'm thinking, is she retching? What is going on? Did
I
she have
forgot
a bad lunch?
they moved my layers somewhere else. So you're just like saying we mean you no harm.
May
we
we
pass?
pass? Mhm.
I wrote music as well. You don't get a response.
Okay.
Not
Well.
yet.
Oh shit.
And I'm looking at Rosa, and excuse me?
She's doing more witch things.
She's not a witch.
I turn to the party and I say, "There's 2 giant crocodiles in here. I was
Oh.
attempting to ask for permission to cross
Oh my
so
god.
that we don't have to fight them, but they have not answered. They may not understand me."
What? I.
Did you think I could turn into animals but not talk to them? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know what to expect from you magic users. I don't know what to expect anymore.
How long did it take us to walk this far in the sewers?
Maybe 10 minutes.
It's kind of far ways.
Mm-hmm.
How would you all feel? Do you think it might be worth one of us just running back and just getting some food that we could throw in? Is that worth doing?
We can, but I don't know. We're at Galleon's Gate, so
It might be important for me to know. I don't think I said this originally. There's one on each side of the bridge, and that's just
good.
that's what I can see, and that the sign says there's 2. So I'm gonna guess that's all.
Okay.
But it's on each side.
You know, Captain D&D's was just out there. Like maybe we could get something from there. And also that coincidentally is where Kevin is.
Chime,
why
are
I was
you
laughing.
planning to just grab Kevin to give him to the crocodile?
No, I'm not planning on killing Kevin, but
Are you all
naming him.
Also on the map currently, is that a pretty accurate representation of where you are?
I think Rosa would be. Would you be closer, Rosa?
Yeah, I didn't realize how far away from you.
No problem.
I'm probably right there.
Okay.
I'd say that's pretty close. I think we're getting ready to start moving away from the edge.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
I figured.
Oh
Not-
God.
Not
Oh,
again.
no.
Not
Oh, no.
again.
So just while you're talking, all of you hear just a super loud splash and a growl, which Rosa understands as food.
Uh-oh.
And a giant crocodile. I mean, this is, you're not sure, like it's massive. It's bigger than a horse. Just this huge creature. Probably like in Lake Placid. Was that an alligator movie? I think it was.
Yep.
We're talking that size. That size. Just huge.
Mm-hmm.
Shit and gets bites at Chime.
Oh shit.
And your AC
Cool.
is
It's 18 now.
okay.
It's not 24, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. All right. So you take 22 piercing damage from this bite. I guess I should change the music. And it like you're kind of trapped in its jaw. So go ahead and roll initiative.
Cool.
Oh, I didn't put the thingy up. Hang on, sorry.
Ooh. Rosa got a 22, which is another natural 20.
Look at you.
You're killing it tonight.
There we go. So as you typically might notice, well, right now, this crocodile has a bright green mark on its head. Just, that's how the scales and stuff look out. The other one will be a different color, but I can assure you it will not be blue. We don't hurt Blue Bear. So Rosa, you were up first. And since that crocodile kind of got you by surprise, I'm probably gonna skip its first turn just so now that everybody's aware and it's pretty happy that it's got something in its mouth. So Rosa, you're up first.
So it has Chime in its mouth.
Correct. It launched up with a loud a growl that got everybody's attention, and you understood that growl is saying food, and then has Chime in its mouth. Chime is grappled and bleeding.
What I would like to do is go to Chime, touch her, and cast Stone Skin on her to protect her from the damage. Is that?
Yeah, you
work?
can absolutely do that.
Okay. So I'm going to go to Chime, and I'm casting Stone Skin on her. Assuming you're willing, Chime.
Yeah.
It turns your flesh as hard as stone, and that will give you resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
That is very nice. Thank you.
That's pretty sweet.
That is good.
Okay. So that you moved. Action, do you want to try talking to him at all while you're moving, or are you good?
Would my speak with animals still be, would I have to cast it again, or?
It lasts 10 minutes.
And it is not concentration. So
Okay.
you can have that and stone skin going at the same time.
We are not food, but we will bring you food if you let us pass.
Okay. Chime?
I think Chime is going to hear Rosa speaking to it and just kind of go, "What the fuck? Get me out of here!" I'm going to, I guess, attempt to get out of the crocodile's mouth.
Okay. You can use athletics or you can use acrobatics.
Do a barrel roll.
I will do
Basically.
I will do acrobatics because acrobatics is the better skill for me.
Okay.
It's a 14.
You feel like I thought I had the DC of 16 on there, right? Yeah.
Wow.
You like wiggle back and forth and it's just hungry. And it is not letting go and is clamped down a bit. And that's your action, and you can't move. So
I'm gonna like audibly make the sound of like the alarm bells that people do. I'm gonna do that.
okay.
Town crier.
Yes.
Karn, you're up next.
Okay, well, I am gonna move up toward the crocodile. And I am going to make some attacks with both my blades on it.
Okay.
Right, so we got a one-handed attack from the Sun Blade. That's a 14.
That hits.
Okay, that's going to be for 7 radiant damage.
All right.
And come in with my longsword. That's going to be a 20. For
That
8
hits.
slashing. And then for my bonus attack, I'm going to swing back around with the Sunblade. That's going to be a 15 for 9 radiant.
Oh, nice. All right.
Nice.
And while I'm doing that, I'm just going to be like, nope, 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 put her down.
All right. See how this is going. And that's it for you.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Actually, we'll have it take its turn because it's probably not exactly what's happening. It voluntarily lets Chime go. Opens its mouth. And that's probably its action. Swims out a little ways and turns around to face you. Chime and Karn, you both have the option for an attack of opportunity.
I'm just taking the opportunity to roll back on the land.
Okay.
I am not concerned with trying to fight this thing.
Well, I'm going to take that attack of opportunity. That's a 24 for 7 radiant damage.
All right. This crocodile looks at directly at Rosa. And just you all again, crocodile noises is what you all hear. Rosa, what you understand it to be is, you said you bring food?
And Rosa says, yes, if you let us pass. When we complete our mission, we will bring you food.
Food now. Trapped.
And
Scared.
Oh.
Not our home.
Rosa says to the party, they're trapped and scared and they need food. What do we have in our packs?
We've just got rations, which is really only enough to barely get us by. I kind of hurt a little bit, but I'm willing to go make a food run if it means not doing this.
Yeah, let's get them meat.
Chime, how are you doing?
Not great. I don't know why that bar didn't change. I'm essentially at like half health.
Well, that was a good hit then.
Yeah, it was.
Should do this more often.
My total is 52.
Oh yeah.
So that was
Do
great.
you wanna take a short rest out here and patch yourself up, and I can run if someone wants to join me. I can run back to Captain D&D's and get any expired chicken or whatever that they got.
That's fine by me.
I communicate to the crocodile. We're going to go get you some food. Let me heal my friend. And my other friends will bring you food and your friend.
Okay.
We don't want to hurt you.
White hair does.
Well, you are hurting our friend.
Me hungry. Me trapped.
We understand now. We didn't know that. Let us help you.
Okay.
Wait,
You nice.
Yes. We don't
You
want to hurt
friend.
you. Yes, I'm friend.
White hair mean.
He'll be nice now. As long as you're nice. But if
He
you're
looks-
not nice, if you're not nice to us, he's mean.
Looks directly at Karn and just crocodile hisses. Okay.
Okay, Karn, you better go with James. He don't like you very much. Y'all go get him some food. Chime and I will stay here. I'll heal her up.
Okay, but if it makes another move at either one of you, let it know I am coming after it.
Oh, he
Yeah.
knows.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I
don't
would
worry.
not.
I'll inform you.
I would recommend not waiting in this room. Maybe out.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
out
we're
this
gonna
room.
go out a little bit.
Okay. Karn, you want to speed walk back?
Yeah.
And then let me see what my most healing spell is.
I mean, how long is a short rest?
An hour.
Okay. So probably
I'm
not
fine.
doing a short rest.
No, short rest is fine with me because it's going to take us 10 minutes to get back. Probably 10 minutes to find some food. 10 minutes to come back.
Okay.
Feed it to them, and then let them, not be hungry anymore before we try and cross. I'm okay waiting an hour.
Okay.
I think that makes sense.
Okay.
Cool. I'll take some
Um,
coin and I'll buy whatever scraps or whatever cheap stuff that we can just throw in the water.
And then
Like, not
I'll do
bad, just cheap.
I'll do hit dice so you don't have to use a spell slot on me.
Okay.
Go get them
Sounds
food. I'm getting
Okay.
hush puppies, but none of them are for the alligators. These are mine.
These are my hush puppies.
That's
Gosh.
fair. Fair. So, yeah,
Unrelated, but Arby's has hush puppy coated fish right now. Just throwing that out there for people.
I would eat it.
I would try it. I would try that.
This stream is not bought to you by Arby's because they have not given me money or food.
Yeah, I've been wanting some Charlie's Fish Market though.
Good stuff.
All right. I'm
Biggest fish
Yeah,
sandwich in town.
So you are headed to Captain D&D's as they begin their rest.
Yep.
And just looking for as much meat as you can get for as little money. Is that
Pretty much. I'm not trying super hard. I'm looking for cheap stuff, but I'm not looking hard for cheap stuff. Like, I'm not looking to waste time. I'm just looking for the best quick deal I can see.
Give us your
Like-
finest, crappiest meat.
they've got like a container of just like chicken parts and and fish parts, just stuff that like they don't sell, but they usually give it to some farmers as pig slop, basically. So
Is this like just out on the docks?
no, this is actually in like the back room of Captain D&D's.
Okay, got it. So how much for the pig slop?
About silver. For as much as you can take.
8 copper.
That's fine.
Cool.
this.
I don't think we're really keeping track of copper at this point, but because we don't really buy anything, really.
Way to haggle.
Just had to negotiate down from a silver.
Best deal on gizzards you're ever gonna find.
Was that just like I really want to feel like I'm getting a good deal?
No, here's the thing. I flip him a silver and say keep the change.
Oh my god.
There was something muttered under their breath. I'm not quite sure what it was.
I'm sorry, man. It's been a long day. You're
Dude,
right. Yeah,
it absolutely
you
has.
deserve the silver for it. My bad.
She is thank you kindly. Need a new bucket or are you good?
I would take it. How much is a bucket?
I was gonna charge you 2 copper just so I could get an even silver piece, but you already gave me a silver. So, and it's like this wooden bucket that's seen better days. She's like, you can take a couple of them. We're getting some new metal buckets for our pig slop. They last longer.
I'm gonna hand her 2 extra copper.
Thanks.
And then yeah, so can I carry 4?
Like
Two in the elbows, two with the hands.
Yeah.
Well, Card is with you too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
can
he's
each
eating
carry
hush
4.
puppies, but
Marco,
Like, can we each carry 4?
Okay, it's probably not as much as water, but I'm thinking every bucket is probably like 3 gallons.
Oh, that's a big. Okay.
Pretty big bucket.
Yeah.
So
3 times 4 times 8-ish.
yeah, I was thinking it's probably about
And
like
100
12
pounds.
gallons, but like it's also not as heavy as water because it doesn't completely fill it up because it's solids and other just random bits of animals
At least 60
after that
pounds.
process.
Four
Probably about-
buckets would be at least.
Probably about 60 pounds. That's probably good. So yeah, you can carry 60 pounds.
Hey, if we each take 4 buckets, I think we could feed them with 60 pounds of meat each.
Put a dent in their appetites.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Cool.
All right.
I'll race it back.
So Chime and Rosa, you don't have to worry about like knowing when they're back because you can smell them coming back as like they have these just buckets full of gross animal leftovers from restaurants who probably get the animals whole when they get them and take care of everything on their own. So yeah. Y'all make it back. Chime and Rosa are sitting chilling, probably talking about something cool, like flying or feathers or.
as we walk back in, I'm just going to look at them and say, guys, it was the damnedest thing. Everyone on the road was getting as far away from us as possible.
I can imagine.
It's because y'all smell.
You will have to recast your speak with animals if you need to talk to them again because the 10 minutes has elapsed. Just a heads up.
Okay.
All right, so back into the room.
Yes, and I'm gonna say, Karn, you stay far away from them while we feed them because he doesn't like you because you hit him.
He bit my friend like she was a dog toy. But
Well, I told
hey.
him that, but we're playing nice right now.
Okay. I'm just going to lean back against the far wall and just waiting to see what happens.
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals again,
Okay.
and I'm gonna take a bucket from Karn and I'm gonna throw the meat as far as I can away from the edge.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take another bucket and go on the other side of the bridge and throw for that crocodile as well. And I'm going to say, your food is here.
You don't have to tell them. Just seconds after each bucket hits the water, it's just like a jacuzzi is going, like in that one spot, just bubbles and swirling and just all kinds of action happening. And then as you say your food is here, you can definitely the green one pops up, just stops for a second. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I
Rosa,
toss him another one. Yeah.
See, okay. Offer if we pour it directly into their mouth so they get maximum volume here, will they carry us across?
Well, I
Or-
just tossed the
okay.
second one to this one. Let me toss the second one to this one. So it's even. They could be like children. We don't know.
Yeah,
What if
that's
they're
that's true.
siblings?
Or yeah, so is anyone interested in that idea at all?
As long as I'm not doing the feeding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm okay
I will
with it,
feed.
but they may not want to take me on their backs.
That is
Okay.
true.
We'll let them because you guys each had 4 buckets.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw them each another one, so they've each had
3.
3. I'm gonna say, sir, this is a
Excuse me, sir.
Wendy's.
Oh my gosh.
Patrick.
Scratch that. I'm gonna say, friend. We have 1 more bucket each for you. If we give them to you now, will you take us across to the other side without hurting anyone?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Whitehair's gonna have his sword drawn. So if you hurt any of us, he's gonna hurt you, okay?
No reason for pokey thing.
Okay.
We friend now.
Okay. All of us are friends.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of elbow James and be like, he hesitated.
We can't understand any of this.
But you can
All we
see
heard-
hesitation.
I'm gonna say he says he'll take us over and that we're all friends. And there's no need for pokey things, card. But like be ready.
Why?
Okay. And
why
I
are you
pull out my
going cross?
Sunblade without igniting it, saying, "Okay, burny thing only."
Oh, we are looking for someone. Maybe you've seen him. What does he look like? What are we looking for?
He looks like Karn, but older, and
With scars
Grosser.
on his back.
he looks like a bitch.
And also
He
turned into a
looks-
rat.
He looks like white hair, old, and sometimes like a rat.
He's mean.
He's mean. We want to find him.
Is he your friend?
No. He's bad.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
More food. Take across.
Yes. We're friends.
Friends.
Okay. I dump a thing of meat in his mouth. And it looks like his friend came up.
Yes, his friend, definitely.
Well, I dump a thing of meat in his
Yeah.
mouth.
Oh, his friend was hiding there the whole time, ready for what he moved, and then whenever if he tried to cross the bridge, he was going to be there ready. They have a system. Friendly one. I have question.
Okay.
Do friends leave friends trapped?
How did you get here?
I little baby crocodile and was dumped in here, and then I grew some more, and then they brought me a friend, and my friend kept growing. Now we're too big. There's not enough space, nothing to hunt.
Do you know where home is?
No.
Can you fit at... Oh, never mind. I can't ask this. I can't talk with him.
I think he's too big to fit in the pipe. Friends don't leave friends trapped, but I have to figure out how to get you out. I don't know how yet.
But you will?
I will. Not
Promise?
today. I promise, but not today.
Okay. Thank you, friend.
What's your name, friend? Sorry, honey.
I don't have a name. They just yell at me.
Oh,
What would you
okay.
call me?
Green Gator?
Well, that's not it. I'm a crocodile, obviously.
Oh, sorry, Green Croc.
Green,
I'll call you Dundee. How about that? Dundee.
I like Dundee.
Okay, Dundee.
It's harder than it looks, isn't it? Coming up with a name, pulling that out of your whatever.
Okay, Dundee, you're gonna take us across. You're gonna take us across. We're gonna go find the mean guy and take care of him.
And you won't let Whitehair stab me.
Whitehair will not stab you. He only stabbed you because you bit our friend. But now we have an understanding.
Yes. Friends, not food.
Friends, not food, exactly. And I'm gonna figure out a way to get you out of here.
Okay. He
Okay.
turns around where his head is facing the opposite direction and just says, hop on back.
Okay, I do. Guys, we're all friends now. Be nice to them.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I'll jump on the other one.
I'll jump on the other one since there is some animosity between myself and Dundee.
Chime, you come on Dundee with me.
Yeah.
And then they both begin to swim across. Dundee is side-eyeing Karn the entire time. But
Fair.
And Dundee just swims right through this damn bridge like it was no big deal. And they both put their head up on the rock on the floor so you can easily walk off.
Thank you, Dundee, and thank you, friend.
I'm gonna say thank you and comment and wave and hope that he gets the idea.
Okay. You come back, you free us.
We will. I will.
Okay.
I promise.
And bring more food.
We'll have to go up to get more food, but we'll get you some when we're finished. Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
So what deal did you cut with the crocodiles?
I'm gonna bring in more food when we're finished with our mission, and eventually I'm gonna figure out a way to get him out of here. He was dumped here as a baby alligator, baby crocodile, and he can't get out. He's too big, and there's nothing to hunt here, so he's always hungry.
That is awful, but also where are we going to put them?
I mean, we
haven't
could just
figured
take him
that out
to
yet.
the bay. They can
Do
just go wherever they
crocodiles
want.
go in the ocean?
Sure. There's saltwater
I don't know. I
crocodiles.
thought he was a gator,
Oh.
so I don't
That
really
is a
know.
thing.
Okay, whatever.
If they're around here, they have to be well. If they were dumped here, they probably came from here, and if they came from here, they whatever close water bodies are. So that was my
Makes sense.
assumption.
I
That was my
have to
assumption.
figure it out, but I feel like
Yeah.
I can figure it out.
Saltwater crocodiles live in brackish wetlands, saltwater habitats, and they live in rivers. No, they're fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Just
They
in
wanna
case we were
Have some
concerned.
giant crocodiles roaming the streets of Brownstone.
I'll see what I can do to help you, Rosa.
Thank you. That's not
And
their
I think
fault.
with you all making it past these crocodiles and it being 10 o'clock, we will pick up our next session in 2 weeks, which is a date in the future. August 30th. So our last August session. That will be here on Kentucky Fried Dice. I was like, what's the name of our Twitch channel? Because we've barely been streaming and I kind of forgot it. So that's cool. And then really good news. I hope that's okay for me to say this, Celesta buddy. But then after that session, like we're a matter of days from getting to hang out with Celestial Octopus and Twisted Rune. And I'm so excited to hang out.
IRL.
IRL. It's
Super
gonna be
excited.
amazing.
Very
so-
exciting.
Yeah. Can't wait. And that's all I got. Yeah. So I think our friends over. Let's see. You know what? I was gonna raid, but I'll be honest. I don't think I have that mental energy in me right now. So, no raid.
Fair.
We're gonna end our stream. We'll be back for a stream in a week. Good chance it's another Stardew Couch stream because
Why not?
yeah, you can see what we've done on our farm since the last time we played, which is like not a whole lot, but like a lot still. We're at that point of the game where any bit of progress you make is a lot of progress because it's basically the end game of Stardew. So yeah. Thank you all for playing tonight. Had a good time. And
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, y'all, for watching.
Oh yeah. And we will see you all next week. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Have a wonderful time.
Bye.
I forgot to turn the music off because that would be awkward. Okay, now we're good. Just hitting button.